Well, hi everybody, it's Noreen here from Organized and Creative Mom, and I'm back with another play and create video, a little bite-sized inspiration for your day, especially during this trying time with the COVID-19 epidemic. Pandemic, I guess I should say. Today I'm going to be playing with some new products from Creative Memories. I'm going to be playing with the beautiful Baroque Frame Border Punch. I've got one piece of double-sided paper here from the Spring Medley paper pack. And then I've got a couple different pieces of cardstock here. And what I'm actually going to be creating is a paper Easter basket. So I'm going to make one for each of my boys. So I'm going to use both of these colors, but for our demonstration here today, I'm just going to use one. So basically with two pieces of cardstock and one piece of designer paper, double-sided paper, you're going to be able to make two baskets. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one. So I'm just going to use one piece of the cardstock. All right, so I'm just going to set this aside for just a second here. We're going to focus on the punch and the cardstock. So this Baroque border punch frame is really versatile, and I actually have another video that should be up very soon about how versatile it actually is. But this one you can actually make borders and you can make frames. So we're going to actually kind of use it in both ways today to make this Easter basket. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually punch all the way around our cardstock. And to do that, we're going to start at this kind of silver line that you can see right on the plate of the punch. Okay, so we're going to slide our paper all the way in, punch, and you're going to see that there's a little tab here. We're just going to continue all along, matching up the punched shape with the picture of the shape on the base of the punch. Okay, so we're going to punch 5 times, then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to put the little tab onto that silver line again. And we're going to punch 5 more times. Get rid of that little tab. There's 3, 4, and 5. All right, so again, we're going to take it out. It's got that little tab. This little tab is going to get turned, slid back in, and lined up with the silver line. And we're just going to finish that off and go all the way around the rest of the paper. Okay, so you can see that we've got our 12 by 12 inch paper punched all the way around. And this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful base for our Easter basket. So now what we need to do is we need to get our 12-inch trimmer, and we want to get the scoring blade. So I'm just going to pull that out here, replace the straight blade with the scoring blade. And we are actually going to score it. I don't have a measurement for it. I can give you a measurement in a second, but we're going to actually score it because there's 5 fleur-de-lis shapes along the top here. We're going to actually score it at the top of these 2 fleur-de-lis. So let's see what that measurement is. So if I line up the top fleur-de-lis and the bottom fleur-de-lis with my cutting line, we're actually at about 3.5. Okay, but I like to use these as my guidelines. That means I make it a little bit more centered. Okay, so I've scored it there, and then I'm going to move it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to score it on the 4th peak of the fleur-de-lis. Make sure it's centered at the top and the bottom. And then we want to repeat it on the opposite direction. Okay, so again, the 2nd fleur-de-lis and the 4th fleur-de-lis. All right, and that's all of our scoring. Now, we just want to go ahead and fold it along all of the fold lines. And I think some of you can probably see what's coming next here. Now I've done these kinds of little treat baskets before, but basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making 4 cuts just with our scissors. We're going to snip up along that score line until it meets the next score line. All right, so you can see we made a little cut there. Turn it, snip up on the score line till it meets that next score line, and we're just going to continue along. That's going to be the base of our basket. Now, because this is a larger flap, we are going to make sure that we make it nice and secure. I'm going to basically fold it up and adhere it to the back side of the next piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and adhere and put my adhesive on all of the spots. And I'm going to make sure that I get some nice regular tape runner adhesive along the solid areas of each flap. And then I'm going to take my repositionable adhesive and I'm going to add a little bit to the punched or cut out, the filigree part of each flap. Okay, so I've got 2 kinds of adhesives. Now I'm going to turn it back over and I should be able to add these flaps together quite easily, and I'm going to do my best to match up the decoration or the design on each side. And when you come to the last little bit, you kind of have to start folding and adhering at the same time. So do your best to get the designs matched up. Okay, and there's our little basket. It looks like I did a pretty good job except for one. Okay, so that's a pretty good size little basket. All right, now I'm going to set that aside. We're going to get our punch back out and we're going to actually make 2, you need 2 strips for each of the, for each basket. Okay, so I've got my cutting blade back in. I'm going to cut it at 3 inches. And since I'm actually going to be making 2 baskets, I'm going to need a total of 4 3-inch strips. And I'll just set these 2 aside for when I make the other basket. All right, so now what I want to do is punch both sides of these borders with the Baroque Frame Punch. And when we started as a border, we used the black lines that are on the inside of the base plate, and thanks to Creative Memories, they've actually now put them on the front of the base plate as well. Okay, so we're just going to slide that in, match it with the, let me show you there, match it with the line on the front, and go ahead and punch. Where you might need a little bit of a helper. So I've just got a piece of scrap paper. I've got a little bit of repositionable adhesive on it, and I'm just going to add it there like a little handle so that I can see where my border starts with that line. So I've got 2 borders punched with the Baroque Frame Punch, okay? And because I punched it on each side of the 3-inch strip, I have a nice little sort of decorative ribbon. And this, as you probably guessed, is going to be the handle for our little basket, okay? So one of them is going to be the handle, and even though I'm going to actually just trim a little bit off this bottom section of one of the punched areas here, just so that it's a little easier to adhere. Okay, so I'm just snipping up a little bit here. And that way I've got kind of a little bit more of a solid piece. And even though, again, it's not completely solid, I'm using my tape runner adhesive because I want it to be a really nice, firm grip here. Okay, so again, just, you know, place it wherever you think it kind of works with the design. You can do it as high or as low as you want. Okay, and just press in really well. Turn it around and do the same thing on this side. Okay, so that's really the basis of the basket right there. So you have lots of options on what you want to do. Now the second strip is actually going to be used to make some little corner reinforcements. So you can see that I'm just snipping these into little kind of sections right in between where the fleur-de-lis design goes. And then I'm just going to be putting some repositionable adhesive on the back here. And these are going to go around each corner. And you can see that on the corners we've got this kind of the top of the fleur-de-lis. So I'm just going to match it up there. Put it on one side, fold it over. And then that's just going to reinforce the corner and kind of cover up, you know, the seam, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So just kind of match it up, make it even with the previous one. Just add that in. You can kind of crease the corner and just finish off the other sides. So now our basket is kind of reinforced along the sides, and I've still got these two pieces left. So what I thought I would do is, instead of using, you could definitely use the stickers or the embellishments from the Spring Medley collection. I'm just actually going to fussy cut these out. I'm going to do it on the blue side so you can see it a little bit easier. But I'm just going to cut along around this corner here, up in between those two little shapes, and then down again. And you'll see that it's, you know, it's just a pretty shapes. I kind of think it reminds me a bit of a butterfly. So you could definitely, you know, accent it that way with, you know, a little, maybe a little oval shape for the body, or and add some little, you know, antenna, stuff, something like that. But basically, I just thought that that would be a cute little addition to, you know, two of the sides. We've only got two pieces left here, so easier to see on the kind of tone-on-tone side. Oops, I cut that a little close. Oh well, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to measure it, I guess. Okay. And so again, I'll just put that on there. Now you could definitely use foam squares. You could probably get 3 little foam squares down the center there. But I'm just going to add it right in, get it centered up with the other designs. And you're only going to be able to do this on 2 sides, so maybe do it on opposite sides here. Okay. And then if you really wanted to, of course, you could go back and add something else into those empty spaces. But there's your little Easter basket. That's going to be really cute, full of, you know, maybe some shredded paper as Easter grass, and then just nestle all those yummy Easter chocolates inside the little basket. So I'm going to go ahead and make another basket with the blue paper and the 2 other strips that I have. Maybe I'll do it with that combination. And then I'll have one ready for each of my boys, and I will definitely show you a picture of the final baskets at the end of the video. All right, thanks very much for joining me today to play and create. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.